Hi guys, so today my producers wanted me to create a video about the 7 steps you need to do to hire the best talent for your business. Alright, so let's do this. I'm going to walk you through the steps that my organization, NewConfig, finds the best talent for Fortune 500 companies, flourishing startups, and other businesses that really need the best talent in the market. And we've been doing this for over 12 years now. We are a $1.5 million search firm based in Philadelphia. The company's called NewConfig. I have 9 employees. There's 10 of us, and we fill about between 80 to 100 roles a year for the best companies in the country. And honestly, globally, we filled roles in Australia, we filled roles in the UK, in Europe, in Canada, of course. So this is what we do for the best companies, and I want to teach you how to do it in case you need to find the best talent, or you're looking to up your game as a recruiter or as a hiring manager. So let's do it. So first step is you need to talk to the hiring manager. If you are the hiring manager, that's easy. If you're not the hiring manager, if you are an HR manager or you're an HR specialist or you're helping HR in some way, you need to talk to the hiring manager and you need to ask him or her a list of questions before you create a job description. You need to know what you're searching for. You can't do a search for everything. You need to narrow it down. So that's what you need to ask him. You need to ask him or her about the top 3 skills for the role, to ask them about the salary to pay for the role, and to ask them, is there a relocation package? Is there a bonus? How many people will this person be managing? How much travel is involved? What companies to target? Maybe you want to target your competitors. What companies to not target? You don't want to target your clients. You need to ask them, what else do they think is most important? So all of these questions need to be found out. Can you target H-1B candidates, or you only want U.S. citizens and green card holders? All these questions need to be asked before you do the search. They're very important, so ask these questions. Once you have answers to these questions on who they'll be managing, who they'll be reporting to, what's the salary, what's the bonus, what's the interview process like, once you have these answers, then you could actually do a search. Because before talking to the hiring manager, you're like a fish out of water. You don't really know what you're searching for. So ask these questions, very important to do. So once you've asked these questions, the second step to finding the best talent, the secrets to finding the best talent, is to create the job description. Once you have answers to these questions, you can create the job description. And that is pretty easy to do. Once you have answers to these questions, you already have everything they need, and you could sit down and create a job description. You could copy and paste from other job descriptions you already have, or go online, find a job description, and put in all the notes that you just got. Another question I forgot is this a hybrid role? Is this a 100% remote role? Is this role 100% in person? So all of those questions. There's a list of about 10 to 15 questions you really need to ask the hiring manager. And the more you talk to him or her, the more answers you're going to get. So you have a much better, easier way of creating the job description. So once you have the job description, the third step in finding the best talent in the market is to go to market. You need to post your job description on Dice, Monster, Career Builder, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, LinkedIn. Post it everywhere. And this is a passive way of looking for talent, but it's also the easiest, the quickest way. It's also the cheapest. A job posting on LinkedIn is going to cost you $300 to $400. A job posting on Indeed is going to cost you $300 to $400. A job posting on Dice is going to cost you $300 to $400. So if you post on 3 or 4 of them, it's going to cost you max $1,000, maybe $1,500 total. And that's a passive way of looking for candidates. But it works 50% of the time. 50% is average. It might work 70% of the time. It might work 30% of the time. So the third step is posting the ad. Then you just wait. You wait a week and you see if you get a lot of job seekers. You might get 1,000 or you might get 0. I don't know. You won't find out until you post. There's a good joke, a funny joke I always tell hiring managers and other people in sales, and the joke is like this. There was a guy named Joe. He always wants to win the lottery, and he prays to God to win the lottery, and he prays every day. All he wants to do is win the lottery. God, just let me win the lottery. And then Joe dies, and he goes to the gates of heaven, and he asks God, what happened, God? All I wanted to do was win the lottery. Why didn't you let me win the lottery? And God says, Joe, I would have let you win the lottery. All you had to do was buy a ticket. It's the same thing here. If you want to win, you got to play. And to play, you got to post the ads. So once you posted the ads, the next step is to wait. And you just wait to see if people respond to you. Now, if it's been a week and a half, 2 weeks, and you haven't had people respond to you, then you have to go to step 4 to be successful in hiring. And step 4 in finding the best talent is actually to going out and doing the search. And that is what we here do at NewConfig. We actually go and hunt. We're headhunters. We're not passive. Posting ads is a passive way of looking for candidates. We actually go and hunt for them. We persuade them, we recruit them. That's what we do. And the way you do that is you buy databases. Now, we have our own proprietary database here that took us 12 years to develop, but you could also buy databases. You can get a license on LinkedIn. That's going to cost you about $7,000 a year. You can get a license on Indeed. It's going to cost you about $3,000 a year. Monster, $3,000 a year. Dice, about $6,000 a year. ZipRecruiter, about $1,000 to $3,000, depending on the level that you get. So it's going to cost you about $20,000. However, you might need more in-mails, LinkedIn in-mails. LinkedIn only gives you 100 LinkedIn in-mails a month. Indeed only gives you 100 Indeed contacts a month. So that only gives you 200 people you could contact a month. You could go through that 200 contacts within a week. You probably need 1,000 contacts to do this search. And that's going to cost you a lot more money if you want to fill this role fast. Now, if you're not looking to fill this fast, you could live on a budget of $20,000 a year. If you're looking to fill this role fast, you might need to invest another $10,000. That's what we do. We invest about $220,000 a year into our databases. Now, granted, we have the best databases. We invest in our own databases. We have access to 6 databases. We do this to find the best talent, the best candidates for our clients. That's what we do. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you have a budget, if you don't have the time, then you invest less. But we get the best databases. But just getting the databases is not enough. You have to invest the time to go and actually do the search. Doing the search is extremely important. You can't just have the databases and just look at them and see how pretty they are. You got to go and actually search. And that's step 5. Step 5 is actually doing the search. Buying the database, step 4. Step 5 is doing the search. Use the databases to call them, to email them, to send them emails, to send them contacts, to text them. Get people interested, get them on the line. If you're scared to talk to people on the phone, this job is not for you. You better use a search firm or hire a recruiter. A hiring recruiter is going to be more expensive than using a search firm like NewConfig because they cost about $70,000 to $80,000 a year. Using us, we charge between 20% to 25% of base salary, depending on the role. So using NewConfig will be a lot cheaper for you. But if you are not scared, if you are brave and you could call them, you could email them and text them, that's step 5. You have your databases and you're active, you're searching, you're recruiting. That is step 5. Now, once you do that, then you go and you start interviewing people. Now remember, the key to the game is you hire slow and you fire fast. That is the best practice in recruiting. Remember, hire slow, fire fast. So when you hire, these are 3 things you need to look out for. Don't hire job hoppers. Remember, if they hopped from their other employers, they're gonna hop from you. Now, maybe they have good excuses why they hop 3 roles in 3 years. If you believe their excuses, that's fine. But most people don't have good excuses. Maybe the excuse is they went through 3 different layoffs. Okay, but you gotta look at it through an individual point of view. Each individual is different. So look at that. Number 2, avoid candidates that talk bad about their current employers. Think about it. If they're talking bad about their current employer today, they're gonna talk bad about you as well. So avoid those people too. Number 3, avoid people that are not competent. If you're looking for a developer, give them a programming test to check their code. If you're looking for salespeople, look at their quota, if they're meeting their quota. Check if they could sell you a pencil. If you're looking for investment bankers, give them tech questions. So give them questions if there's a way to check their competency depending on the role. So avoid job hoppers, check their competency, and avoid people that talk bad about their current employers. Now, the 7th thing you need to do to hire the best talent is check references. Most references people give should be good. They should sing their praises. However, if there are references that have red flags that say this person's not great at this, they didn't really do well here, they say that a big red flag is they say that they're not going to hire them again. That's a big red flag in references. So if you see that in references, run. So these are the 7 things that you need to look out for, the 7 secrets to hire the best talent for your organization. We should know we hire the best talent. Now, if you don't want to do this, come to us. This is what we do here at NewConfig. If these 7 things are hard for you, if you don't have the money, if you don't have the time, if you don't have the patience, you don't want to deal with this, you don't want to hire a recruiter, which is much more expensive, use NewConfig. We can definitely help you. This is what we do. But if you want to do this, here, I gave you the secrets. I gave you the secret sauce. And there's not much secret here. Just takes a lot of time, hard work, and a lot of money. But if you could do it, all power to you. I wish you luck. Here's a sauce to be successful. I appreciate you watching this. Stay tuned for the next video and love you following us.